Waddesdon is a phenomenon in lots of ways. I mean, who would expect to find a French chateau in the middle of the English countryside? And it's very much the vision of one man, Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild, who acquired the estate in 1874 and set about creating a place in the country where he could bring friends and family to entertain them at weekends. And so Waddesdon really sprung from that. But he chose Buckinghamshire because he knew the county very well. Other members of his family had already started to build the most extraordinary houses in the vicinity. In fact, Buckinghamshire was often referred to as Rothschildshire in the 19th century because so many members of the family lived here.
It was an extraordinary phenomenon because the Rothschild family, having made a lot of money in the 19th century and having come from the ghetto in Frankfurt with nothing, decided to build on a huge scale throughout Europe. Most of those houses have now gone. Waddesdon remains as the one with its collections intact, in fact growing.
One of the really astonishing things about this house is that Ferdinand began from scratch. There was nothing on this bare hill when he started out, and the house was assembled and the grounds all around it in an astonishingly short space of time.
Ferdinand held his first house party in May 1880, 6 years after he'd bought the estate from the Duke of Marlborough. Waddesdon was renowned for the quality of the hospitality and the entertainment that was given. Ferdinand's guests came from all walks of life, but the real pinnacle was his royal visitors, Queen Victoria and the Prince of Wales, who visited on numerous occasions. Ferdinand continued to entertain for the next 18 years, but it's clear from some of his own writing that he worried about Waddesdon's future. Thankfully, Ferdinand didn't need to worry so much because his sister, Miss Alice, who inherited from him, very much saw herself as the custodian of Ferdinand's legacy at Waddesdon. We have in the archives a wonderful photo of Miss Alice from about 1910 when she is towards the end of her life, and she still managed to look like this wonderful kind of bustling bundle of energy. She had an incredible eye for detail in every aspect of life at Waddesdon, but the area she's particularly remembered for is the gardens, and we have wonderful, very early colour photographs of the garden from that time on stereoscopic glass slides that you looked at through a viewer and you got an almost 3D idea of what the gardens would have looked like.
When Alice died in 1922, she left Waddesdon and her other properties quite unexpectedly to James de Rothschild of the Paris Rothschilds and his English wife Dorothy. James and Dorothy remained childless, but during the war, during World War II, in fact, there were 100 children who were evacuated from London because of the bombing and who took over Waddesdon. Everything was cleared out for them. After the war, James began to worry about what would happen to Waddesdon in the future.